Welcome to Puno, Lake Titicaca. My first day in Puno began with a tasty breakfast at the Sun Plaza Hotel, perfectly located in downtown. A camp started before a very eventful day visiting the Uros Floating Islands, where people actually live on islands built from reeds, and then Taquile Island, home to master knitters and some of the most incredible views of Lake Titicaca.
Lake Titicaca, the highest navigable lake in the world. Okay, let's go. Now we're going to check Uros Islands. And I'm all bundled up because it can be pretty cold here. And it is cold, but I'm sure on the water it's going to be even colder. Well, we're about to board the boat.
América Latina es un misterio.
Malaki.
Un favor,
Yeah, Uros blankets.
Sí, siéntese sobre las mantas. Sí.
We need to sit?
Yeah, on the blankets
Okay.
because it's wet the island. Yesterday was raining.
We are at the floating island of Uros. Oh, there's a doggy.
Tome un asiento, tome un asiento. Sobre las mantas tome un asiento.
Saraki hilatas kuyacas.
Waleki.
Awaliki nayaswalik uchhatas tumanak visit alipis tukata.
We arrived at one of the tiny Uros Islands, home to only 4 families. We were greeted by the island's president, a warm woman speaking Quechua, which is the primary language on Uros. She and the other ladies told us about how these floating islands are made from totora reeds, their daily routines, and the traditions passed down through generations. It was such an interesting mix of history and storytelling.
With the rich, they make fire. Con la totora hacen fuego, señor. Pero también ahora usan gas. But also now they are using gas. They get in Puno. Lo consiguen en Puno. The containers. Un contenedor. Sábado, pero trabajan. Today is Saturday, but they work. About the school in Uros, en los Uros. Secundaria en Puno y universidad también está allá en la ciudad de Puno. Había un japonés. Él se quedó aquí.
We have a little market here. Like maybe I'm gonna get something. Oh, this doggy looks very comfortable. Now we're going to go and see. Look at those little girls, they're so cute. That's how they live. Wow. Sometimes. Oh, a little girl. You see.
Have you?
There are 4 families living on this island. This is a little crazy because I assume it's very, very cold. I'm not sure how they deal with that. I will just ask right now. For me, it's unimaginable to live here.
No me importa de dónde tú vengas, no me importa el color de tu piel, si tu corazón es como el mío, dame la mano, mi amigo serás, dame la mano, querido amigo.
After exploring the tiny island, we climbed onto one of the iconic reed boats. The ride is just about 15 soles, and you'll see these boats everywhere, gliding softly across the water. We set off toward the main island, the capital of Uros.
Very hardworking ladies. Their husbands at work doing something, I don't know. They're kind of resident of the island that we just visited. She's the captain.
As we floated along, you can really see just how many islands there are, each with its own little homes and personality. Some of them look quite modern and well kept, and you can even spend the night on a few of them. Uros today is definitely geared toward tourism. And while people still live here, many of the smaller islands feel more like stage stops for visitors rather than everyday life.
Now we arrive at the capital of Uros Islands. It's another island, but it's capital. You can see it's a lot more developed than the previous one. They have a restaurant here. You can buy like some snacks. There's a little market once again. You can do that. It's very cool. Let's see. Pictures. Very nice. Souvenirs. Also, you can buy there are lots of people, lots and lots of tourists. Absolutely crazy, and those are the restrooms. Well, these houses look like a resort in comparison to what we saw where those 4 families live. I mean, maybe it's like for tourists, I'm not sure.
Once we wrapped up our time on Uros, we continued our journey to Taquile Island. It's about 35 kilometers away from the port, and even on speedboat, it took us over an hour to reach it. Plenty of time to relax, enjoy the breeze, and watch the deep blue water of Lake Titicaca stretch endlessly around us.
We arrived at Taquile Island on Lake Titicaca. So boats, and we're going to the local market. You see the textile this island is famous for. Then we're going to have lunch, and then something else. We'll see. We'll see what's going to happen. Agriculture is the main activity here on this island, and The 6 communities live here. We're going to just visit one. And we'll see what else we're going to learn about this island. This island is located at the height of about 3,800 meters. I think the highest point is 4,200, but we're going to go to the 4,000 meters. But honestly, after my hike to Great Mountain, I don't want to do any more climbing up. I don't want to go up ever. I think for a while I'm gonna stop my CMS even. But yeah, it's beautiful though. Very beautiful.
When we arrived at the main market area of Taquile, we saw a group of local men working together, preparing the ground and building up what looked like to be a central plaza. Life here feels very different from Uros. People on Taquile speak Aymara instead of Quechua, and their traditions, even their clothing, have their own style and meaning.
Alpaca no llama. No chicken, no lamb, no alpaca, no llama. Typical lunch. ¿Qué es esto? Habas. They eat beans. They eat corn. Comen carne. They eat also sweet potatoes. También comen papa dulce. Si quieren pueden probar, dicen. Estos señores estaban trabajando aquí. Ahora están descansando. They were working here, but now they are resting. El señor que tiene la chaqueta negra, iba a ser...
They even allowed us to try some of their food, corn and sweet potatoes. Very nice. Very nice.
People on Taquile were incredibly friendly and welcoming. They were happy to share their traditions with us. Here, this boy is showing how to make soap from local plants. Completely natural. And it cleans just as well, if not better, than soaps we are used to. And here, the locals are performing one of their traditional dances in bright, colorful costumes. It was so lively and so much fun to watch.
Building plaza here. So now the men are taking a break and having lunch. And another thing is there for lunch, as you saw, they're having like just corn, potatoes, like no meat. They only have meat on special occasions, on fiestas. I don't know. It's little babies, so cute. Little yaks, I assume, because we went all the way high. We're okay with that. Those are houses. I assume where these people live. And of course you can see they're growing a lot of crops, potatoes, corn. You know, maybe little sheep here and our hike.
For lunch, we had a traditional quinoa soup and, of course, Lake Titicaca trout. and it was so fresh and delicious.
Sorry, Wendy, but we just finished lunch, and this is Lake Titicaca, which is especially beautiful when the sun is out. Look at the colors. It's like the ocean. It's very large. Now we're going back to the boat. Beautiful. Look at this at the bottom. It looks like they might be growing something. Also, there are terraces, which they're probably growing different crops on each terrace, just like we were told by our guide in Cusco. Isn't it? Look at these terraces. Absolutely just incredible.
Once we finished our visit of Taquile Island and made it back to Puno, I wanted to explore the city a little bit. I decided to go for a walk, but it started raining, so it turned into a short and not so pleasant stroll. I made it to the main square, looked around for a bit, and then headed back to the hotel to rest for the evening. Thank you so much for watching my Lake Titicaca, Uros Islands video. If you found it helpful or entertaining, please don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe so you don't miss any of my upcoming travels and stories.